What are timelines? Have you ever gotten yourself in a situation where all of a sudden you're like, wow, how did that happen? How did that thing weave together and come together? So, if we were to recognize that we live in an electromagnetic universe and that all things are possible because that's how this reality came to be in existence in the first place. It is a realm of possibility. It is a garden in which we plant our seeds. And we can only attract those things to us that we are ready to experience because our spark, our inner divine nature, is a powerful magnet holding all of the molecules up that give us this body communication device to live in this universe of the earth, right? And so that electromagnetic force is like a black star and it's pulling back on hundreds of billions of microscopic, um, tiny, tiny particles that are mostly like 98% empty space, by the way, all so many of them condensed around this little star inside, this little bright spark of the divine. And it's so powerful that it's holding all of these molecules together. And it's doing it with such an intelligence that we can communicate and see and have a relationship and share energy and ideas and work together on projects and play together and things like that. It's a miracle. It's an unbelievable miracle, but it doesn't stop with the body. This electromagnetic force is drawing to me everything. And if we imagine ourselves, and I wrote about this in my book, The Amusement Park, if we imagine ourselves that we aren't moving at all and the universe is just moving itself according to our vibration, then that gives you a tiny glimpse about how this whole system works. And so if we are attracting everything, even what's happening in the external world, how are we attracting it? Well, we're emitting from this tiny black star that's holding our entire thing up that has this tremendous electromagnetic force. We're emitting a frequency out there that is then like the projector, the screen for the projector playing a movie out. So our vision, the way that we see it, the belief systems that we have, the filters of the mind of traumas and different things like that, all create a reality which then comes back to us. So we are the creators of the reality, and then we interpret it based on how we see the world. And if we misinterpret it, what we're doing is we're thinking life is coming at us and we're the victim of it, or we don't have any control over it. And we don't have any control over it. I want to make that very, very clear. But we have charge, total, absolute responsibility and charge, and the free will to respond to the present moment in any given way of love or fear. Love or fear. There those two are again. Or neutrality, to be totally neutral with it. Wow, look at that. So a true master is not going to get really surprised or disturbed about anything that happens because they will just take it in the flow of life because they recognize that, oh, I'm attracted to this. Now I've got to deal with it now, whatever it is. So we have this force in us. It's magnetic. And once we start to learn not how to go after things out there, but to feel them here and to draw them in, then we have gained some measure of inner responsibility and power over our own life. And that's what we want. And groups of people that operate like this operate vastly different than everybody else in the world. And we can come together and create a new world if that's what we want to do. And that's what all of my literature and my videos and everything are about: the new earth, the new earth. And how are we going to create the new earth? So if this is of any interest to you at all, I'd love to hear from you. Share, like, and drop me a line. All right. Have the best day ever. So in several of the videos that I've released recently, timelines has been something that has come up into the conversation. And timelines are various opportunities and situations out there that exist for us were we to choose love and to harmonize with that frequency. So everything is malleable and shiftable. If you don't like something that's showing up in your movie, you can change the characters, you can change the script, you can change the play, you can change all of it. You can't control exactly how it happens, but you can certainly forgive and let go of density so that you attract brand new things or beautiful things or loving things or whatever it is you want. And that's what most of us don't realize is all the chaos in the world. Not only have we created it, but we're reattracting it. And then by judging it and pushing it away, saying that this is wrong, we give it power and strength. So timelines are when you let go of being over identified with this world here and you get neutral. You don't join a side, you're not for anything, you're not against anything, you just simply are neutral. And you go, oh my gosh, life is just happening. It would be nice that, wouldn't it be great if in my movie was a sacred relationship or uh, more abundance or more peace? Or wouldn't it be great to join forces with other people in the world that really want to create a compassionate economy or whatever it is that we desire? It's like just start opening up and remove all the filters of the mind, get into the heart and go, okay, what is my heart guiding me to be a part of, to feel? So there are alternate versions of me in other realities that don't have the present moment like I have it. Because I've got this present moment in this life, right? However, if I were to engage in drama or something like that, it would shift the vibrational pull of what was coming to me because I'm starting to operate and starting to feed into the matrix fear and, spending too much time on the internet or, not telling the truth or something like that. All that goes back out in the matrix and it comes back and then we don't like what we see, but we don't realize we ordered the whole thing just by the way that we were living our life. So the timeline is when you clean up your mirror. In other words, you clean up your act and your thoughts and your words and your deeds are all going in the same direction. Then you start to eliminate possibilities that were out there. Certain timelines, it's almost like branches of a tree. You're at the present moment is the trunk of the tree, and then it has all these opportunities of going out. Those represent different timelines. And they're different versions of you. All you have to do is go, oh, I want the highest version of me. I want the most love. I want the most joy. And I want to meet the people that are also on the same path. And I want to create something together and really get into that and stay committed, stay with it. It is our determination. It's not about being serious. It's our determination to stay with the program every single day. No matter what happens, we choose a joyful outcome to every single day, every single scene of the day. And we choose not to engage people when they're trying to engage us in their drama because we want to shift our timeline to the most favorable timeline there is. So there is, and this is the way I feel and the way that I'm seeing it right now. There's a whole group of people on earth right now that are choosing a lot of fear. There's a whole lot of people that are choosing love, a whole lot less people perhaps. But in other words, they won't even know that they've gone in two different directions because one was choosing love so powerfully and one was choosing fear, and they couldn't see each other anymore, and they didn't recognize they still live in the same place perhaps or on earth, but it's very, very different. In one position, you may have a world war, in another you may have the new earth. And so that's a timeline, and it's not a timeline that we get lucky about. No, it's deep spiritual work of forgiveness and letting go of the density. If you want to know how to let go of density, go look at my book, Deal with It Now. It's all about vibration and how to let go of density. And as a matter of fact, I put most of those audios on my TikTok program. So you can go back and listen to those for free. You can buy the book on Amazon or you can get some of it on my website too. So anyway, I'm glad you're with me. Thanks for listening. Have a beautiful, beautiful day and just keep letting go. Keep letting go. Everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be. There is no problems out there. We are all going somewhere that is so beautiful. We just have to keep loving ourselves and one another. All right. Make it the best day ever. All right, so here we are. This is the third in a trilogy of timelines. So this is timelines 3. I've got timelines 1 and 2, which are the 2 videos before this. Go back and check them out. And I appreciate all the likes and the shares and the comments and everything. Keep them coming. So timelines, what are timelines? We talk about time being a branch, being the trunk of a tree. Like this now moment is a trunk. And the more now moments that go by, and every now moment, if we choose love, then we start to go on different branches of possibility. So anything is possible. Whatever version, whatever we can imagine must exist in the world because That's the law. It can't exist here and only here. If it exists internally, it is going to external into our world. So we don't have control over that because we're in a multiverse and we're operating with other things. And there's a higher intelligence is putting all this thought together and all this power together in a certain way. And so all we can really do, our free will choice, is to simply love what is. Stop arguing with reality. Be in a forgiven world. Don't be mad at anybody or anything. Don't be upset. Don't wish it were different. Stop arguing with reality. And we're all like a bubble. And sometimes these bubbles can get stuck in things underwater or, caught in little traps in places. And what we want to do is we want to just let go of all these things that our little bubble could get stuck upon, and then we will rise and join everybody else that's in that same field of light, carrying the light with us. So we're carrying the light with us. We get to create our reality. We don't have any control over it, but the promise is always going to be better than what we could have imagined, because the way we were imagining it was coming out of our human self rather than our higher self. We turn all this over to the higher self and we say, I just want to be in love. I want to love everybody. Show me how I can love everybody and forgive everybody. Tired of all these stories my mind makes up, and I'm learning that I'm the creator of this experience anyway. So if I want to create with love. I want to create with everything coming together. I want to create a place where there's no sides. I want to create a new earth with lots of other people that are enthusiastic about creating a system that is really designed for everyone to thrive. And why can't we live in an environment where everyone can survive, not survive, thrive, really do well? And we all have that opportunity. So it's letting go of the belief systems, letting go of all the things into this world of scarcity, Scar City. I've written about it in my book, Deal With It Now. And so we let go of Scar City, where there's this scar squarely in the middle of everybody's back of not enough. And we go, no, I want to leave that world behind. I want to leave that world behind. I want to get real clear in my intent that I want to leave that world behind. And when you do, you give life to or activate other versions of yourself that you can imagine, because if you can imagine, it must be there. Can't be the other way around. We're creating it anyway. We imagine it here, it shines out and creates that in our universe. So the more of us that are shining this light out of a new earth and a way of operating with compassion and love for all people and all things in a world where we all get what we all want, then we can shift timelines. You can shift timelines um, by loving somebody who keeps showing up in your life. If we cut somebody out, guess what? It's like a gopher hole, and that person is going to show up in a different character in our movie. So we've got to look at every character in our movie as showing us just exactly what it is we need to learn to love. It's our lesson. And if we started to approach it there, oh, this trouble, if I judge it, if I push it away, if I put a boundary, all I'm doing is I'm making it an altar actually in my conscious, and it must keep showing up because I've given all this attention and energy. We want to look away from it, go, no, everybody's innocent. Everybody is on a pathway of learning. They just don't know yet. Like their eyes will open eventually. We can't worry about that. All we can do is open our own eyes and go, oh, wow. By opening our own eyes, we can rise up above this chaos in the 3D world and see an entirely different view of humanity. And from that view, because we're a creative force, we're holding that image inside, it projects out and creates a new earth. And it'll even be better than we thought it was going to be. So changing timelines is any timeline exists that you can imagine. Is just how do you cultivate the energy to let go? How do you cultivate the energy to propel yourself in that direction and let go of all the ways that you've tethered yourself to this scarce reality? So activate your own highest, best experience in life. Show me God. Show me, show me, show me. Show me how beautiful I am. Let me love myself in such a beautiful way that it starts to change the characters in my play. Show me how to be so much in love that I change the characters in my play by not judging them anymore and by not pushing them away and creating boundaries. And that when I start to do that with all of life, then all of life around me changes. Well, there's no war in that area. There's no poverty in that area. There's no sacrifice. There's no blame. There's no victim. There's no more perpetrator. There's no war. Everybody finds a place to sleep and they're happy and joyful and they get to be in their fullest expression. So that's the timeline that you can like really imagine. God, wouldn't that feel really good to have that in my life, and watch it start to unfold right before your very eyes. God bless.